welcome back to episode 32 in the Youthful Revolution series featuring Immortal DC. Season 6 is coming to an end very soon, so let's take a look at the top 3 important matches that I've been playing since the last episode. Today we are gonna be starting with what should have been the most important game, but all of a sudden it wasn't anymore. Firenze sitting near the bottom of the league, I think they're 17th or 18th. We are away from home and it was a draw. On a corner, Gregolin into Tresor getting a goal. But they did manage to come back into it here with a set piece goal, not a great one defensively speaking for us. But 90 minutes in, Valencia is bringing it into Hugo, who's gonna find Gregolin. He's gonna cut in and take a really well placed shot to hit the post and get it in. Unfortunately, that was not enough, as very deep in the overtime they're gonna get an attack here, and unfortunately as well, Benali with an own goal. Oh, that's terrible. I believe we were the better team out there. We were the better team away from home, and like I said, this should have been the most important game, but it just wasn't anymore. It wasn't that important to us. Gregolin with player of the match. I mean, it's an okay result, it's an okay performance. I can be okay happy with it overall. Second most important game to me is this one against PTM, where we are playing away from home against number 13th in the league. A 2-1 victory. First goal in this one is Hopfer picking it up in the midfield, and he's running really wide here and he's crossing it in, and who's there? Ramirez to bring home the first goal. Second goal is one of those long throw-ins, or at least it's starting with that, where Hopfer is dribbling into the area and he's taking a shot, but it's Tinaglia getting the goal here. Pretty late in the second half, they do manage to get one back from a set piece as well here. Let's see how they do that. Yeah, I mean, it's a random one, I would say. Of course, getting a result like this is absolutely huge, but not only that, the performance, right? We are performing really, really well against someone who is sitting around us in terms of points. I am very satisfied with how we are playing here. We got away with something really, really important, and that is getting points against someone that I had no idea we would get points against. 14 shots, 6 on target, 1.67, and managed to get the 2 goals. That's really, really good. 23% possession. It is all about the counter-attacking football here. But the most important match to me was against Famalicão, who is sitting 3rd in the league, and we win it 1-0 at home. And we did manage to get that goal extremely late in this. Yeah, very, very late actually. And it is Mateus who has no right scoring or playing, but he does it anyway. And it's the same story again here, but just against a bigger team. Famalicão, number 3 in the league. They don't even get a shot on target. What is going on? I mean, I was expecting us to completely get destroyed by a team like this, but we didn't. We managed to get through it. Yes, we don't have possession, but that doesn't matter when you can just counter them and win in the 89th minute. I mean, it's a bit surprising. I mean, for me, it's extremely surprising how well we are playing here near the end, which I will show you in a second in the schedule. But yeah, absolutely fantastic game here. Absolutely brilliant result for us. So here is the schedule, and we have played 6 games since the last time. We only got 2 left, but out of those 6 we won 3 of those games against BVT, PTM and Famalicão, right? That is really, really good. We lost to Benfica, not too surprising, away from home. We actually did really well against them. That's again the thing here. We played quite well against the biggest team in the league. I mean, it was pretty close. We got a 1-1 result. Very close, actually. Firenze, that's probably the most worrying result I've seen here. A 1-0 to them is, yeah, so 2 losses, 1 draw, and 3 wins, right? But this one, probably the one that I was mostly concerned about. That we didn't play too well against them, but the rest, we are in good form. We had a fantastic run here near the end. Absolutely fantastic run. And that, of course, means we are absolutely nowhere near the bottom 3. Nowhere near it even. We got 41 points right now. 9th spot. Basically, with 2 games to go, unlikely, very unlikely, but we could actually, because we are playing Estoril, but we could get an 8th place, but more likely, we are either going to be sitting 9th, 10th, or 11th. That's most likely going to happen now. I guess Casapia could also take us on, 37 points here, so it's mid-C, it's a mid-table finish. We are in the mid-table no matter what happens here, but we could go as far as 8th place. But right now, 9th place, that is, I mean, I thought, go back 2 episodes, right? Go back to the 2 episodes ago, episode, what was it, 30? I was so sure that we would just spiral out of control. It went the direct opposite way. We were just in really, really good form after that. We just absolutely killed it. I could not have imagined that it would go this well. No idea. Look at this up here. We've been very, very consistent, sitting 10th and 9th. That is superb for a team like ours. I mean, we are overachieving to an unimaginable extent here. Absolutely unimaginable. All right, so with all of that greatness, because it is greatness, all that happened in the league and the schedule, there is other things that are also really, really good. Starting with the youth intake. Oh boy, this is the big one. This might not be just the best intake of this save. This might be my best intake ever. This is a ridiculous intake. Maybe not ever, but still, this is top. This is very top talent. Let's go take a look at them from the bottom up. We have signed all of these players. These are the full picture. So how many? There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9 players. Yep, let's go take a look at them. Alexandra Gonçalves, a winger, and like you could probably expect here, probably one of the worst of the bunch. So if this guy's gonna be one of the worst of the bunch, you could probably imagine how good the best ones are. We will get to them, but we're starting with the worst. So he's a spirited personality, which is a great personality. The media handling, well, it could be better. It's evasive and unflappable, but it is what it is. But still, 2 very good feet here. He's a right winger. He is definitely lacking a couple of things I would like to see in a winger, like balance. That's not great to miss out on. But otherwise, I think he's okay. He's definitely, he could become something, right? If he develops in the right way, he could become something we could get quite a lot of money for. Will he ever be good enough for the first team? No, I don't think so. But he could be good enough to be worth, let's say, 500,000. Up to 500,000, I would say. But yeah, he got the agility, he got the crossing, he got the first touch, which is actually not that important. But yeah, technique is very important for wingers, at least for me. He got the work rate, which is really nice. I like that on anyone, but especially on a winger, it's nice to see because that means you can put in those pressures higher up the pitch on the wings, right? Flair is for me one of the most important ones to see. Determination on anyone is important, so that's very, very good. So yeah, he got some really good numbers. Agility as well, really, really good here. I think I already said that, but overall, this is the worst player, and he's fairly decent. We also have a German intake, Lawrence Stark, a fullback on either side. I think he's probably an inverted wingback if we were to go on the left-hand side. But yeah, not a bad little player. He is a realist, so also a good personality, at least in my opinion, not the worst one. He sort of fit the DNA, so not terrible. Got a good jumping read, so not bad in the air either. And he got all the right numbers you want to see on a fullback, and he could develop into quite a good player. It all depends on how high his potential is. We don't really know. I mean, it does say it here, like, 3.5 or 4 maybe, or something like that. But sometimes they develop further than what you think they are, and he doesn't really have a weakness. His average is just a little bit lower than what we probably would like to see, but he don't really have a weakness right now, how I see it. So maybe his strength is the weakness here, but otherwise he's actually quite good. Pedro Pereira is also a fullback and very about around the same level as the other guy, I would say. Quite around the same as the German. Not bad, probably a little bit weaker. This guy might be not as good as the other guy. He got a couple of weaknesses in him, I think, but nothing too much out of the ordinary. He could definitely also, he got a stamina of 12, which is important to say here, and he is a fairly ambitious player, so I think he could develop quite a bit with also determination of 13, but his work rate is only 7, and that might be too low for him to really get into a really good spot. But we'll see. He's definitely not bad, but it's more unlikely for this guy to develop into something really good. Heine Jørgensen. Yes, we finally got an intake that is from Denmark. Yes, please. So this guy might not be that great. He might actually be the worst of the bunch. I'm not too sure yet. But what he is only 15, right? And he's only balanced personality. So, yeah, take that into consideration when you're looking at him. Work rate is 11, so that's not bad. Stamina is a bit low. That's the one. If you're a central midfielder and have stamina of 7, you need to work on that a lot, because you need stamina as a central midfielder, at least in my opinion. Passing is 11, which is not terrible, and decision making is 11. That's kind of the numbers I'm looking for. Work rate, stamina, decision making, and passing. Those 4 is the key elements to a really good central midfielder, in my opinion, no matter what kind of role they're gonna play. Now, he do have the first touch of 15 and technique of 14, and he also got, well, the vision could go up, but it's okay. So I think he's pretty good on the ball, right? He's fairly decent, also agility of 12, so no worries playing it into him. He will take care of it. But yeah, he still got a lot to work on. Concentration is only 6, you know. He got a couple of weaknesses. Strength is only 3. He needs to get up on that one. But he's a Dane, and he's our first Danish intake. So yeah, of course I signed him, clearly. And he's a 5-star potential, so there could be some potential in him, right? Just not sure how high it is and how good he might be. But I don't think he's going to be starting for us. But again, might be profit. Now we are getting into some of the more interesting players. The first one is Vinde Traoré, a Senegalese player. And I think this guy might... we're not retraining him just yet as a defensive midfielder. But he is probably more so a central midfielder than he is or maybe a box-to-box. I don't know. Maybe he could be a box-to-box. Yeah, I'm not too sure yet. I don't know what he is yet, but what he do have in terms of his different kind of attributes is the work rate of 17, and he do have the stamina of 14, which is a starting element to any midfielder for me. No matter where they're gonna play in the midfield, defensive, central, or attacking. That attribute of those two alone is worth it. He also got the natural fitness of 18, which is incredibly high. And look at those mentals, right? He's 16 years old with these types of mentals and also these physicals. Oh, yes, please. Yes, please, yeah. And also very good tackling, very good technique, fairly decent free kick taking as well. I think this guy could be a top talent in Portugal. This guy could be one of the best Portuguese players in 4 or 5 years' time. It's not out of the reach here. It's 197 centimeters. Are you kidding me? Tries to play out of trouble, which is also not a bad trait here when you do... Oh, the vision is really terrible. He needs to work on that, but that is actually really worrying that he only got 4 vision. But otherwise, this player looks incredible to me. João Agra is one of the, elite talents, but I'm looking at him again here, and he's definitely missing a couple of things in his build to become really, really good. I don't think he's going to be a player for us, but there could be a lot of profit in him because he is a winger with 14 acceleration and agility. He got the first touch, he got the technique. It could happen. Also decent flair, decent determination. So it's not out there that he could become good, but I don't think he's gonna become really, really, really good. Lighthearted, not a bad personality either, but yeah, we'll see about it. But he is a 5-star potential, so we'll see how he develops, and he could become way better than what we think he is right now, but I don't think this is one of the best of the lot. And there is also a new goalkeeper among the bunch here, and he's actually a 2-feeted goalkeeper. Fairly professional, 193 centimeters, which is always nice. Now, so what I want on a goalkeeper is reflexes, which he got 13. I want one-on-ones, unfortunately only 7, so that's kind of the letdown here, I would say. Jumping reach and aerial reach, 12 and 10. Not terrible, not great either, but it's definitely okay. Positioning, 12, that's a big one. I really like them to have positioning. And decision making as well, 13. So I think as a 16-year-old, this guy is probably our second best goalkeeper right now. Yeah, just straight up, second best goalkeeper. Another very interesting player here, Mamadou Pereira. Also I think this guy could be something special as well. He do have a couple of missing holes in his system, but he's a fairly ambitious player, so that's good. He does not dive into tackles. That's kind of interesting to see, but I mean, he's not very good at tackling anyway, so it doesn't matter. Now, what this guy is he is a sort of attacking midfielder, but not really. Inside forward, but not really. But I think inside forward is probably his best role right now, or his best positioning. He got some really good technique, right? He got some really good flair. His physicals could be better, but that could improve throughout this. Yeah, he can probably improve on that. He got really good determination, or well, 12. That's not bad. Again, his mentals are quite good. Good teamwork. Where he's lacking is the work rate and also the stamina. We would like to see those two go up slightly, at least when we are talking about an inside forward. But again, they tend to not have a lot of that if they're, more forward thinking. But what he is very good at is composure and finishing, first touch. Also decent decision making as well is also really important to talk about here. Just a really well-rounded player, I would say. He doesn't really have a lot of, what his weaknesses are anything defensively speaking, and maybe also the strength is not really that great. But I think there is something special about this guy. They already value him to 1.7 million by default as the game. I haven't set that up. So I think this is another player. He could potentially have a potential that is one of the highest in Portugal this season for all intakes, right? That's where he is probably. He's probably one of the best intakes in Portugal. Last but not least, Eduardo Fernandes. Oh yeah. So this guy is, how I see him right now, is that I think this guy is gonna be a very good advanced playmaker. Either in the attacking, or you'd also be a deep lying attacker or whatever. But I think advanced playmaker is probably the best role for him. It could also be an attacking midfielder. It's up to debate, but well, I mean, his long shots is not great. But in any case, definitely AMC or out on the winger as an advanced playmaker. He got everything you want to see here, I think. Is there weaknesses in his system? Absolutely. I mean, defensively speaking, he's terrible, but and also leadership is very low. But other than that, this guy's good. He's fairly ambitious. He got 2 really good feet, decent enough physicals, right? There's not really, I mean, his pace will go up. I'm not too worried about that, and it doesn't really matter that much for an attacking midfielder. Unless he was a shadow striker, then it would matter. Very good work rate, very decent stamina, very good teamwork. Again, he will put in a pressure for you. He will be up there and doing the pressure works. That's really important. Technique of 14, passing of 12, first touch of 13, crossing of 13, so he will also do well out on the wing, of course, with that. Dribbling is 10, so he's not terrible at dribbling, but of course not the best one. But just, again, overall, a very, very well-rounded player for an advanced playmaker type. Especially when you're thinking about that he's only 15, right? He's only 15. I just think we are striking gold with this youth intake. Absolutely go. I think these are some of the best youth intakes I've seen in a very long time. But we also got one of the best youth academies in Europe. I think we got one of the best ones, actually. So yeah, very happy about our youth intake. I mean, some of these guys are probably gonna, get into our first team in a couple of years, or maybe only 1 year. Who knows? But yeah, fantastic youth intake. Also worthy of a mention here is Gregor Lin. Now, he is that injury prone that we have, and he'd had a fantastic season for us. He scored 9 goals and 7 assists, 25 apps. Absolutely fantastic. Probably one of the best players this season. Now, what happened is that wonder kit list that, the game is throwing out there, he's on it. He's number 3 on the list. He is the 3rd best wonder kit under the age of 19. Yes, he is that good. So, he wanted a new contract. We knew that. He wanted a new contract at the end of the season. I've already given it to him. No worries, I've given it to him. So he got a new contract. So we have him for a few more seasons. Yeah, he's also going to become a homegrown at some stage, so that's pretty good. But I think he's worth way more than this. I think he's worth way more than 950k. He's probably worth around, let's just throw a number, 7 million, right? I think that's the number right now, probably 7 million. But now to the absolute biggest of the news, which is that LA Galaxy have made an offer of 12.25 million for Chinaglia. Now we know that all 3 of the Italian mafia wants to get out, right? After that contract is gone, or when they are out of contract, they're gonna go. They don't want to stay here. So we have already transfer listed him, and I did not see this one coming in. So LA Galaxy bringing in the American money here. This is way more than anything that I thought I would get for him. I thought I would be happy with like 1.5 million, right? That would have been, what I was thinking about. But this 12.25 million, that is changing everything for us next season. This means that money is no issue. The problem next season is probably gonna be more like, can we get the right players in? Can we attract good enough players to get them in? I don't know, but we definitely don't have any money problems, that's for sure. Let's accept that really fast. I did actually negotiate it up slightly. I was a little bit afraid doing that because I just wanted to take the money. But I actually got it up to 12 instead of 10. So we got even 2.2 more out of it than what we did to begin with. But yeah, LA Galaxy, you can take Chinaglia all day long for that kind of money. Thank you kindly. And some of that money, actually this was a deal that I did before that money came in. But yeah, we do have improved training facilities, and I will also try and get the youth training facilities. I will update you on that if we do get it. But if we can get this updated, that would be good, because why wouldn't we, right? It's gonna cost us 1.8 million, but 1.8 million out of those 12 that we just got, yeah, it's probably a good investment. So after that money came in, 6.8 in the bank, and we also got 9.6 in transfer budget. Are we gonna spend them? No, we're not gonna use 9.6 million in transfers, but still, it's yeah, that definitely worked out for us quite well having Tenaglia, and we did actually buy him for only 109,000, I believe it was. Let's actually go look at that. Let's see if we can find him in here. We do have a couple of players coming in the summer, but I'll show you those later on. Tenaglia right here. Let's go ahead and see. 105k. That's a big profit. Definitely worth it. One thing I actually forgot to mention in the last episode is that Fernando Reis actually decided to stay at the club. He turned down 3 different contracts from 3 different clubs, including the club he actually wanted to go to. So he just turned them down and he stayed, and he wants to stay now for whatever reason. So yeah, he's gonna be staying around, maybe also next season. Okay, so we got 2 games left, and both of them are probably gonna be fairly hard. The first one is against Estoril, who is 8th in the league, and they are playing this 5-2-3, which is not terrible for us. I actually think we are pretty good against this kind of formation. Seems like they are probably gonna play some kind of control or sorts, because their passing is really, really high. What they are not doing is getting anywhere near the goal for some reason. Not sure why that is. And they are also conceding quite a lot more than what they probably should, I would think. So that's pretty good for us. And they are also expected goals against per game. So I think we're just going in playing our counter-attacking football. That would probably be good against someone like this. We can actually, if we go back to here, no, one more back. There we go. Yeah, it's tiki-taka. So some kind of control kind of football. I'm just not showing you guys that every single time. I'm just going straight into the scout report. But yeah, definitely some kind of control kind of tactic here. Let's take a look at the weaknesses, if there is any. Defensive, okay, that's not good for us, but it is what it is. A lot of our goals this season have come from the long throw-ins anyway when it comes to set pieces, so I'm not too worried about that. Set pieces, chance creation, are not good at all, so that's good. But where are they? Anything about where they are scoring their goals? Through balls. Okay, so they're pretty good at through balls. They have 7 out of the 18 assists against them coming from corner kicks. Okay. But they're pretty good at the near post. That's interesting. I mean, we are not going for the near post every single time. We have 3 different routines, so yeah, it should be okay. And they are also pretty weak on the left side of the pitch, apparently. Alright, that's fine. Last home game with the ball, extremely wide, and definitely more over here on the right-hand side for them, so we might have to look at that when we are defending, so to speak. Because it doesn't seem like they're doing a whole lot on the left-hand side. But yeah, they're of course playing this 5-2-3 here with very narrow, but the wingbacks extremely wide. And without the ball, they are actually going quite high up. It looks like they are actually trying to pressure pretty high up. It might be a mid-block as well, but I can't tell. It's definitely not narrow. It's probably more... It's fairly wide, isn't it? It's kind of wide as a, you know, without the ball here. Yeah, I think there should definitely be space for us to exploit here. Not too sure where it's gonna come, but I think it's more about how we are defending here. I think if we can defend this right-hand side here, or our left-hand side, I think that would be of a lot of help to us trying to counter them. Or counter them more often, so to speak, because it seems like they're just going down this line a lot. Alright, so let's push it over to next match only, and what I'm thinking is probably changing this Volante to a ball-winning midfielder on defend, and I think the defensive midfielder over here is gonna be pushed up to a support role. Probably move further forward as well if I can do that, because I kind of want him to exploit a little bit more on that right-hand side when this guy is not doing that. So yeah, and inverted wingback on, yeah, I think that's fine. And then again, maybe not. I think the problem with that is the ball-winning midfielder is hold position, right? So this inverted wingback would be sitting in the same spot as the ball-winning midfielder, which might not be that great. So what I'm actually thinking, I have done this before, playing an inverted wingback over here instead, and then have a, we can't play wingback, but we can play a complete wingback here, still on support. I think that's better, because then we have this overlapping over here. We could actually play, well, yeah, we could also do that actually. Let's go into possession and let's switch. I mean, we don't need to do it actually. Yeah, I don't think we're actually gonna be overlapping and underlapping, because here's the thing, we're playing counter. We will have 25 to 30% possession. So we're not looking for those overlaps, we're looking for direct counter. So I think this is actually fine as it is. I don't think I see anything here we want to do. Maybe play for set pieces actually, because they seem really poor. But then again, I'll rather just get them. Nah, let's not do that. If I see that we can do something there, I will do it, but I don't think I want to do that as a default here. No, I think that's it. I think that's it. Just a slight change on this left-hand side. All right, so it's going to be a little bit problematic with our goalkeeper because Birachi is actually out with a slight injury, and I'm not going to risk him here. I'm just going to put Portuguese in there. If he got a really long injury, that could hurt our chances of getting him sold, which we would actually like to do in the summer. So I'm not going to risk that. I'm going to put Portuguese, our youngster, in there, who is one of the academy players, one of the first academy players, actually. Well, not one of the first, but yeah, no, it's definitely a downgrade. Massive downgrade in goal here. Luca, Tressa, Adrio, who has actually been playing quite well, Adrio, since he came in. He's actually a 3.5 star now. 14 games, a lot of defensive midfielder duties as well, or he's been playing up there as well. So yeah, Benali as the complete wingback on this one, João Paulo, Valencia, Ramirez as the inverted winger, Hopfer is going to play the inverted winger. I've done that quite a bit this season because he's quite good in the pressures, right? He's very good at getting the ball back, and playing him up there has actually turned out quite well for him. He's had a good season overall. He had 10 assists. He's the top assist maker, Hopfer, so yeah, pretty good on him. Gregolin and Jurgensen, he's finally back. He played a couple of games already, like 2 or something like that. So he's back. He's finally back after his 9 or 10th month, injury deal. So he's back in there, and he is, well, not doing too well right now, but hopefully he can find a goal soon enough so he can actually get at least 1 goal this season. So yeah, that is the team we are pushing out there. Of course, it doesn't really matter if we don't win it. We are pretty much secure in that mid-table, but it would be nice to get as high as possible, right? That would be awesome. So we would like to win it, of course. So let's get out there and hopefully we can find at least some kind of result. If I were to bet on this, I would say that would be a draw. Yeah, 20 minutes in and things are looking exactly how I thought it would. We have a couple of chances, they have nothing. 25% possession, like I said, it would probably be. Yeah, very wide possession for them, and we're just going up, trying to counter them, and we got the ball off them quite often. So that's pretty good, and then we just go straight into an aggressive kind of situation where we're trying to score. I think one of the chances Jurgensen should have scored on, to be honest, but he's not really sharp, I suppose. But overall, so far, 20 minutes in, I'm happy with what I'm seeing. 42 minutes in, we get a throw in, and he's gonna, Hopfer, of course, he's gonna throw it directly into Jurgensen, and that is why we are making long throws. We are getting a penalty out of it. We are getting a lot of joy out of those long throws, and this is just one more of those cases where we do get a penalty after this VAR check. Fantastic. Well done, Hopfer. Well done, Jurgensen. Let's hope we can get a goal here because it is close to half time and we have been by far the better team in this half. So it would be nice to top it off with a goal here. Valencia from the spot. I think he has 10 goals this season and that is probably number 11, I think. No, it's actually number 10. There we go, half time. Very, very good first half. They had no highlights at all from them. Only one shot. And yeah, I mean, I got nothing to complain about. And yeah, sure, we don't have possession, but who cares? I mean, we're still winning the game here. So I don't think this tactic is good against us. It's probably one of the worst tactics the AI can use against us. It just seems to not perform well against us. So yeah, very, very good right now because Israel is not a bad team, right? They do have some good players. They're just not playing a tactic that is really good against us. So there it is. We are good. XG of 1.68 with that penalty in there. It's, I mean, we should probably have scored 2 times here, but it is what it is. 1-0 up at half. I can't complain. Let's move on into the second half. Full time, 1-0 victory. Not a lot went on in the second half, and if there were someone to get a second goal, it would probably be us. They did not have many chances, to be honest. I think they had 2 highlights in total. So, yeah, I mean, happy days. Happy days. Who actually... Oh, yeah, Valencia got player of the match here. 7.4 with that penalty. Yeah, I mean, I am very, very happy about that. Extremely happy, actually. That's a very good result for us. And also a very good performance overall. So with that game in, and also all the other games that have been played around the grounds, we are actually 100% secure of getting a 9th spot now. Firenze did win their match against Gil Vicente, but that's still not enough points. Rio Ave, they messed up. They didn't catch up to us, and same with Casapir, they also messed up. So we are securing our 9th spot. But next time, we could also get the 8th, or in the last game, we could get 8th spot if Estoril is messing up and we are winning our game because we would have a better goal difference than them. And no, actually, we have that home win. No, we have the away win, which means we actually go past them. But they need to mess up quite big. They need to lose it and we need to win it. So it's unlikely to happen because our next match is gonna be quite tough. We're up against MRT, who is a 6th team or 6th in the league, so I don't think it's gonna happen. But I mean, imagine that 9th spot. I mean, that's crazy. I would not have imagined that if we were going 2 episodes back. I could not imagine that. Last game of the season, MRT, and yeah, they're playing a 4-3-3, and they do have Luan in there. Our former player is probably gonna be starting in. Not great, but yeah, it is what it is. So he absolutely killed us the last time. I think he had an assist against us the last time. Not great, but yeah, it's they're probably also a little bit of a possession-based kind of football team, but a lot more aggressive shooting from them. At least in terms, actually no, but they do get it on target quite a bit, so that's a worry. But they do also concede quite a few, so that's good for us. Very good on defensive near post, set pieces, first contact. Yeah, and also seems to be having, I think I said the same thing around last time. Pretty good defense, it seems. Good on through balls, which is not great for us. At least their set piece chance creation is not good. Pace is also terrible. So yeah. But anyway, let's take a look at the heat map here. Very standard 4-3-3 in possession here. Yeah, not really seeing any weaknesses, to be honest. They are just all over the pitch and seem to be doing quite well in possession. Same thing when it comes to that defensive kind of tactic here. It's, I mean, we could try and play in between their lines or in between this narrowly. I'm not too sure if that's the right choice here. It's really hard to tell. Let's actually take a look at their passing map, because that could actually give me an indication of what they're doing when they are transitioning and also otherwise doing other things. Playing down the right hand side quite a bit here, but yeah, again, it's just their passing map is really good as well. They even get it into the striker quite a bit. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go in how we want to play, and then we can probably, you know, hopefully find a way to break them down, or maybe they're gonna break us down. We'll see. So no tactical changes for this one, basically. At least I don't have anything that I want to change right now. So Pirochi in goal, he's back in there. I guess Borges actually did fine in that one match. He had a couple of saves, and he had, what, 7.4 in average rating. That's pretty good of him. Luca, Tressa, Adrio, Benali, João Paulo, and Gonçalves is gonna get this game because Valencia is out with a small injury, so gonna put him out there. Da Silva is going in there instead of Ramirez. I'm basically just, you know, one game Da Silva, another game Ramirez, then Da Silva again. So that's how I'm kind of playing them. Hopfer is gonna play that inverted winger again. Again, he just seems to do quite well in that type of role, just because of our higher pressure is working better with him in there. Gregolen and Jurgensen up top, so straight into the game, and hopefully we can do something against them. I think we're gonna lose this one, but we are at home and we have had some really good form at home, so it could be something we could also win. But if I were to bet on this, I would probably say it's more likely gonna be a draw or a small loss, but I could be wrong about this one. I mean, with the form we're in, we could also just win it. I don't know. It's really hard to tell here. 1.5 minutes in, Luca is dribbling into trouble, cutting it back for João Paulo, who is gonna tip it into Da Silva on the back post. 1-0 up. 20 minutes in, and I mean, I don't even know what to expect anymore. Well, I kind of know. I mean, we are just a well-drilled, counter-attacking kind of football team right now. We are destroying some pretty good teams. They haven't had a single highlight. They haven't even been close to getting near our goal yet. We are letting them have the ball, then we counter them, and we are just destroying. It's disgusting. We are actually looking very likely to score to 2-0. Not, I mean, a couple of times already. So, I mean, it could still go the other way around still, but, you know, it looks good after 20. So, yeah, just continue. Just continue. Here we go again with the long throws. Hopfer into Gonçalves, into Luca, who is again gonna tip it over to João Paulo this time, who is gonna get a goal. And yes, it was a VAR, but yeah, it was still a goal. There was no offside. We got the goal. 3 minutes later, another long throw. I mean, these are just disgusting, aren't they? Hopfer picking up the second ball himself and bringing it over to Gonçalves with a real good long shot on him. He gets the 3-0. What an absolutely disgusting first half, man. 3-0. They had one chance here near the end, but it wasn't a good one. It wasn't a good one at all. They do get 0.20 next year. I'll give them that, but it wasn't really, it didn't look good. I mean, 3-0, I mean, those long throws, they're just brilliant. I can't even, it's just, if we had played like this the entire season, I think we would be easily Champions League contenders right now, or at least European League, or yeah, at least in those kinds of spots. But I mean, I don't know what's going on here. This is a team that is 6th in the league. And let's just take a quick Luis Felipe here. He looks fairly decent, but he's not that great. Okay, I mean, no, okay, I guess we are closer to them in terms of, that's a very good goalkeeper. That's a really decent goalkeeper. What about Ferreira here, one of their strikers? He looks fairly good. He's definitely better than, I mean, yeah, he's slightly better than probably, what's his name, Da Silva. Probably slightly better than Da Silva. And this guy, their striker, yeah, he's fairly good as well. So I think they still got better players than us, but it's not that far from our, I mean, we're getting there, right? We're getting there. But the way we're playing, I don't know, they can't handle it. They just can't handle it. It's really good. And those pressures that Hopper is putting in, oh, it's such an underrated thing to do. It's really good. Hopper is absolutely destroying them up there. He really loves it. He's just enjoying himself up there. Also, those long throws he does, oh yeah, he's loving them. He's getting a lot of joy that way. Luca is gonna intercept the ball here, and he's gonna play Hugo in, who came in pretty late, along with Mbalo, who is gonna get a goal as well here very late in the game. And that is how the season is gonna end for us. An absolutely fantastic 4-0 victory against a very good team. I cannot believe how well that happened. I mean, I'm still kind of surprised of how well this season went. It is incredible. I do not know. Now here comes the question. Oh, Luca with 8.8 here. 5 key passes. Absolutely incredible game by him. Intercepting so many attacks. Along with also, what's his name, Hopfer while he was playing. They were really, really good down that right-hand side. But yeah, just everyone played so well here. Hugo came on and got an 8.0. Incredible. But anyway, more importantly, did we manage to, I mean, it was not really up to us, but I don't know if Estoril messed up. If they messed up, we could have taken that 8th place off them. But let's see. Oh, we did. They messed up. Oh, it's disgusting. Where is that game? Oh, haven't they played? Where is it? Estoril. Oh, there it is. They lost to Vincente. Oh no, Estoril. Oh, I feel sad for them. Oh, wow. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much, but still, we got an 8th place. I mean, we couldn't have gotten any better than that. That is absolutely the maximum we could have gotten out of this season. There is no way we would be able to push any further up. No way. There is a gap here, right? There is a gap. We got 47 points in our first time in this league. And I thought we would be fighting for relegation for sure. I thought we would go down. And at the end, 13 wins, 8 draws, and only 6. Oh, sorry, no. How many? Oh, it doesn't say how many losses we have, but still, that is incredible. I am so shocked about that. I am still so shocked. What an incredible season that was. 8th place. Wow. I am still absolutely bamboozled. I was just sitting there for 5 minutes and just thinking about it after that match. I'm still bamboozled about it. How well we did here is absolutely incredible. So guys, I think we're gonna end it with that. Next episode, we're gonna go down into the nitty-gritty of all the statistics and you know, the data hub and which players we might end up selling, who we want to give maybe a new contract to, who we are, you know, all of that, discussing all of those kinds of things. Also, you know, getting into the review of the season and all of that, right? That's gonna be the next time. But anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this one. I mean, what a season that was. Man, I cannot believe we got there in the end. That is incredible. But anyway, yeah, I will see you around next time.